Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Fridays where we do a lot of random events with random people. I have to say that I met Anisah a while ago at a metaphysical wellness fair, and Anisah had the coolest booth with like all this astro art, and it was like nothing I've never ever seen. Actually, there was a lot of like extreme art about Zodaka releasing, and then all these other chart pattern things like the deckhands and the elements and things like that. So it was very technical but very artistic. And so we did an episode on that. That might have been maybe a year ago or something. Um, but then Anissa reached out to me because she has made a website as well. So we're going to hear about that today. And your website is called astropan.net.
Yeah, astropan.net.
Why the name Astropan?
Good question. Good question. Well, the astro part kind of like gets it into the whole astrology field. The person who was coding the website just kind of had it as like a working name. I think his thinking was like, well, Pan is everything, so this is gonna like cover a lot of stuff. Plus, I'm a Capricorn, so there was some sort of like goat Pan symbolism going on. And I kept thinking, I was like, well, I just assumed we were going to change it because I hadn't like chosen it in particular, but I really couldn't think of anything better. Because there's nothing else out there really called that. It's easy, I think, to run into a lot of like collisions on the internet with things that already have the same name, or if it's too general. But I was like, well, actually, it's easy to say. It's short enough. So I
Yeah,
got on board.
it kind of feels a little bit like punk rock and a little bit like queer friendly, and like there's something like fairy friendly. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the aesthetic is very rainbow. There's a lot of rainbows. I wanted to make sure to like include that because that's a big part of like all the art that I do is mainly like black and white and rainbow, and so that's kind of the aesthetic on this.
Interesting. So now tell me, you're building the website with your partner? Is that true?
Yeah, yeah, because I am not technically inclined at all, but he is a computer programmer, so it really worked out well that he was able to do that.
Oh, interesting. Now how long have you two been like together?
Like over a year at this point. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. That's so interesting. I'm an artist and my husband is a computer programmer too. And like
That's funny.
the two of the it's almost like Pisces meets Virgo, or like I don't know, it's like the opposites. It's so cool to have a computer programmer in your midst, because like if you're like, can we have a meet up here, and they're like, hold on, let me make a website. Like I
Yeah,
think computer programmers are like amazing producers of art too, but it's like the art of I don't know what.
right.
And
No, it's super creative. It's not my brain cannot like wrap itself around it at all, but it is amazing that people
yeah.
can do that.
So how do you guys work together? Like what does your workflow look like? Do you work together on the evenings and weekend, or how does that work?
Yeah, yeah. In the evenings, on my days off, we were having like some remote meetings online, like official business meetings, trying to like plan it out. He has like some knowledge of astrology, but then he was like looking to me to kind of like tell him more about what kinds of things need to be included, like how to make it more like accurate as far as the astrology, what kind of features people would want. But then he was good at getting like the flow of how the buttons should work and making it all like come together. So
Interesting. Hi, Debbie. Debbie DeStefano is here. Debbie's one of our online actors. Hi, Debbie. This is Anissa, Debbie. She's an artist. She's a really good artist. And okay, so whose idea was I'm like getting the lore now. Like you're probably like, let's get to the technicals. I'm like, let's talk about the lore. Okay, so like whose idea was it? Yours or his to start a website?
uh it was my idea. So originally I had been drawing. I had come up with this idea in the beginning of 2023 to like draw zodiacal releasing as like a wheel, like a mandala. And I have a canvas of like what it has ended up becoming, just so you have like a better idea of what I'm talking about, where you
Right.
have like fortune on the inside and then spirit on the outside. And you can choose any two lots to like have on the inside or outside so that you can see like where peaks overlap. And it just really helped me to understand or like visualize the technique better than like a list of dates. So I had been hand drawing that or like on my tablet drawing it, but it's really hard to make it accurate. It's very tedious. It would take like days and days just to do one. And so when I met him and then found out what he did, I kind of was like slowly getting this idea like is there any way that this could be programmed, because if it was digitized, then like you could just like whip them out really quick and it would make it way more accessible for people, because there's no way I can just like hand draw all of them. And so we ended up making a website that just did that, just as zodiacal releasing. And that's kind of what I was showing to people last year. And then at some point in between then and now, I'm not even sure exactly how it happened, but it was like, oh, we should just make like a more general purpose astrology website. It's kind of like an app, that also has zodiacal releasing, but also just like regular charts, transit charts, things that maybe more people would find like interesting, or like they would know what it was right away, because it's hard to like introduce somebody to zodiacal releasing who's never heard of it, or it's not like that widely known. So
Mhm.
I thought it'd be nice to have more of like a everything website.
So at the end of the month, Debbie's coming on the show to explain Zodiacal releasing to me. Okay, I read Vedius Valens a long time ago, but like I read it in Greek and like I was like never saw the Zodiacal releasing chapter. So like this is a big thing. So Debbie, when you introduce Zodiacal releasing, you can think of this diagram that you just saw about it. Like I think what's cool about that is it kind of makes an artistic image of Zodiacal releasing, which kind of like iconizes it visually, and is really cool.
Right. Yeah, there's like a few levels I think to why it is like a good way. Like besides just being able to like see when peaks are happening at the same time, everyone gives you 108 years. So it's like your entire life all at once, which I think has some kind of, meaning, and makes it kind of like a cool, like this is like the image that you can use your whole life. It's not gonna like expire or anything.
Whose chart is that?
I think that's Terrence McKenna's
Oh,
actually.
really? Have
I
you
just
done yours?
who
Yours?
I have one printed out of mine, but it doesn't have all the little dates on it. There's like functions where you can like not have all the dates shown, or you can show different things to make it more just like a mandala, or have more information. But
Okay, interesting.
yeah.
So no, Debbie, if you have any questions for Anisah, feel free to put them in the chat. So astropan.net has, first of all, I noticed it has your artistic drawings in it, which makes it very cool and beautiful. Because your style, do you want to show us a few other, I mean, I know you showed them in the last video, but do you want to show us a few other of your drawings at all?
Drawings.
I can't see.
I don't have a lot with me. I did bring, this is one I did just, this is all the periods for zodiacal releasing. So like for each sign, and then like the amount of time, right, is determined by whatever planet rules that sign. And so this shows like how many days and months and whatever are associated with each period. So that's one that I did. And then this is like my super wheel of everything that has like all the decans, the Chaldean terms, the Egyptian bounds, the 12 parts. I heard there's also there's ninth parts. There's like more parts that I didn't add. So the guy,
It looks like you did some psychedelics, Anissa. I'm only saying that because you did Terrence McKenna's chart.
yeah, there could be some influence going on. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But like your style is like super kind of psychedelic. It's almost like if a person did Zodiacal releasing in tie dye or something like that. Like it's like it's so bright and colorful, kind of like has that vibe.
Thank you. Yes.
Excuse me for being ill behaved. That's my job. Okay.
No, that's fine. That's good. Yeah, I do think like a lot of the aesthetic that I see, and it's fine, people have like different tastes, but some of it does look very like corporate, or just like really muted tones, and that, it's just not what I prefer as much. But
Yeah. Well, and I feel like you're bringing like the hip. Well, it's like okay, there's this whole subset of astrologers that are like young and hip, and I feel like you're one of those. You're like like Hellenistic astrology, like ZR is kind of hip and cool anyway. Like I feel like, wait, is your Pluto in Scorpio?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're the Pluto and Scorpio generation. So y'all are kind of like in the midland of like young hip growing up now and getting older. But yeah, I like that vibe to it. I was looking at astropan.net, the website we're talking about today, and it looks very functional, but also very artistic. Like it definitely you can see like the marriage of an artist with a computer programmer in there, and like it. I love the look of it. I noticed
Awesome.
a few things on it. Okay, so you had the dynamic transits on there. Hey, Debbie, do you want to go to astropan.net and check it out right now? And then maybe you have things you want to mention. I'm harassing Debbie right now. Okay, so dynamic transits, what does that mean as opposed to just transits?
I think it just means transits, if I'm being honest.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
Like the transits in the moment, right? They're moving.
okay. So just so because we're not able to screen share, but just because Anise is on a tablet and it's a long story. I guess that maybe I could actually screen share. Let me see if I can figure it out.
'Cause I know when you go there, you'll see like a chart of the moment with the transits, but then any chart that you save, you can also view it with transits on the outside of the wheel for any day, the moment, or another date. So
Let's see if I can. I still can't figure out how to share screen on here. Um, man, I should have. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that if you go to the website astropan.net, you'll see kind of like six options to go into, and they all have different artistic visual images. So like there's like just the decans you can look at. There's dynamic transits. There's synastry, zodiacal releasing, um, operative places, and then Ask Pan, which I think is AI. So let's talk about them one at a time. What does
okay.
the deckhands tab show?
The decans, I think, is just saying that like in most of the views, you'll be able to see the wheel of decans as well. So then it gives you more information as far as where planets are. It's not just what sign, but what decan they're in.
Hmm.
So that can be useful. And then we do synastry, and like there's regular synastry where it's like, oh, you both have planets in Sagittarius, but then I also have it where there's like a view where you can flip it, and instead of seeing what sign two people share, you can see what house that they share. So it's like, oh, these people both have planets, a lot of planets in the fifth house, or whatever. And so that kind of is like a different take on synastry that I think could be helpful.
I don't know that I've seen that in a program before because, like, really, I only use astro.com, but it has like in this industry, it has like the inner wheel and then it has the outer wheel on the inner wheel, but you can't see any house information about that second wheel. So you really don't see that. So how do you show the houses information there? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, even in our regular Sinistry display, you'll see the houses for both people. And then there's like a button where it says you can show it by house instead, and then it'll flip it where you just see the houses, and then it's like two different signs on each side of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. So it would be like first house, and then you'd see both people's signs there, and then their chart information.
Yeah, yeah. So then you can see where they line up by house. Like if people have like a lot of energy in the fourth house or the 10th house or something, might be a bigger topic in the relationship
Wow,
theory.
I've never seen that. You and your partner must really line up in the sixth house because you work together. No, I don't know.
That is funny. All well, I have my stellium is in his sixth house, which I thought was like, oh, it's not the best, I guess. But sorry, I'm giving you so much work to do.
What is your stellium in? What
No, mine's in Capricorn. So yeah,
my god, so you're a super Capricorn in his sixth house. That is like so funny.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun to work together. I think Capricorns have fun working. Like building business is fun for them.
Right. Yeah, I know. I think so.
Yeah,
I
my
think that's
husband
fun.
has a Capricorn moon in the fifth house, and like every night we go out, we like do a business meeting. I'm like, "Are you bored? This is how I party, man." Like it's
That's
just like
funny.
the
That's
Capricorn.
funny.
Debbie, do you have any comments from looking at the website? Any thoughts? What do you think of the look of it visually, Debbie? And okay, so then what does it mean? The operative places. What is that?
Yeah. Well, that comes from Valens. I was reading some of that, and he has this concept called operative places where there's different sections of your chart. It's based off of where the angles are, like the ascendant and the MC, and then for like a certain range of degrees, that is like an operative place where planets that are there can really like do a lot more. They have more like agency and power. And then one theory is that all the other areas of the chart are not so good. So there'll be like four sections of operative places around the angles. And then it could be like all the rest is not good, or there's like a middling place where it's like so so, and then like the inoperative places that aren't so great. So we kind of show that as by highlighting a section of the chart like green, and that's your operative place. We're all, and if you have like a planet in the green, then that means that it's good. It can do a lot more for you. So it can be helpful to know like what are the planets in your chart that are really able to like do the most to support you. And then, planets that fall in the orange or red. Unfortunately, I have a lot that are in the red, but it's interesting to see. So
Interesting. So is the red not very operative?
yeah, not very operative. I'm sure it like aligns more with like cadent houses. It's yeah, furthest from the angle in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. From those ancient guys were all about manifestation. So, like, what is manifesting here? It's like if it's non-operative, it probably can't manifest what it promises. Is like what they would say. Um,
Right.
okay, so Debbie's saying she loves the colors; they're amazing.
Yay.
She's trying to read this. So release the zodiacal releasing, but it's a little small on the screen. Okay, well, that
You should
probably.
be able to maybe I don't know if you're on a I usually am using it on my phone where you can kind of like pinch it and expand it. On a desktop, I think if you roll your mouse over it, it might be able to get a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I think you can expand that. Um, and Yeah, okay, so let's get a little like drama and politics going on here. So, do you know the guys who built the the Nichepso program?
Yeah, I've met them. I've talked to them last year.
Mhm. Patrick Watson, if you're watching, we're talking about you. All right, okay, I know Patrick, so I had to talk to Patrick here. Um,
Okay.
well, in business, they say that if you're savvy about business, you see competitors is actually helping you because, like,
Uh-huh.
all people elevate that product essentially by like
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Like having multiple translations of a text elevates the whole text. Having multiple programs that deal with zodiacal releasing elevates zodiacal releasing is like the kind of business concept. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But okay, so let's be real and total savages. How is Astropan different than Nichepso, and what can it offer that Nichepso can?
Well, right. I don't see it as being like a direct compete kind of thing where like I think what they're doing with Nichepso is great. It's more though right along the lines of like doing a different solar fire where like it really does have to be theirs is just on a desktop computer. It's not something that really works on your phone. So Astropan is a lot easier to use in that way and more like mobile where you can like take it wherever. It's I think a little bit simpler and quicker to like do different things, but there's not the range of options. There's like a ton of different like tweaks and stuff that you can do with theirs. I know I had spoke to them last year when I just had the zodiacal releasing part because I was thinking maybe they would want to like incorporate that wheel into their thing because they didn't have like zodiacal releasing at that point. Um, so I kind of had tried that route. They said they thought it looked really cool. So
Hmm.
I think they have a different thing on there right now.
Yeah, I think they have a different brand and a totally different look.
Right. The aesthetic is very different. Yeah.
Like they could stand to do a few more psychedelics, is what I'm trying to say. Oh man.
Yeah. Some of the color choices. Yeah. I had some comments.
Totally harassing Patrick Watson right now. Patrick, can we get up the psychedelics, please? No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
I like their wheel where you can like add all the different subdivisions. It's like the one I drew, but they have like even more subdivisions. I was like, oh, that looks really cool. Um,
I love
yeah.
the look of Niche episode, and actually, I love like we've actually had several computer programmers on our show. We've had maybe you're like the fifth one.
Well,
And it's
not
like
me, but yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, but you're on a team with you're making a computer
Sure.
program, and it's like it's
Yeah.
really interesting because what I've noticed about the computer programs is they all have their own features that are really awesome. Like
Mhm.
Debbie's saying that you can get Zodiacal releasing on Solar Fire now. So I
Hmm,
didn't, I
okay.
didn't, I didn't know that. But it doesn't
Mhm.
have the look that Astropan has. Like,
Right. It's just it's like a list of dates. And I think that,
mhm,
while it's nice to have something, I think that being able to see it visually, I don't know, it helped me a lot. And being able to compare two at the same time is a unique feature
mhm.
to Astropan.
So, if somebody wanted like, to put in their chart into Astropan and get their Zodiacal releasing, well, are they able to like print it out and things like that?
Yeah, yeah, you should be able to. I don't know. Oh man, I'm not sure if there's like a button to like do a download exactly, but for sure you could like screenshot it on your computer and print it.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. Okay, so what do you want us to know about Astropan?
Well, I think there's a lot in there to explore, and it makes, I don't know, it makes doing a lot of things that you'd want to do in astrology pretty simple. Like there's some like news story, social media drama that came up yesterday, and so I wanted to like look at these people's charts. Like it was a story that somebody got divorced, and I was like, oh really? So I looked up her chart, and then I wanted to look up his chart. I was like, okay, well, I want to see the synastry of them together, and then also the transit event of when she supposedly filed for divorce. And I was just even surprised, like, oh wow, this is super easy. I don't even have to click that many buttons to just like see all these different like permutations of a situation. And something that really does make it good for people that are like more into astrology and want to like save charts and have like a database. Like I have a big database in Solar Fire, and I'm trying to like transport it onto Astropan so I can do more stuff with it. But you can save charts and then organize them into folders so that you can like keep track, have it more organized, and like be able to work with it better. So I don't think that that's a really big thing in a lot of other astrology apps. They seem to be more focused on just like your chart and kind of like a personality profile, all kind of centered around you, but not so much about like looking up other people's charts or just like learning astrology through, seeing all kinds of different charts. So I
Mhm,
think that that is better, and it can help people like learn astrology better
mhm,
if you have like your own kind of database to work with.
mhm. Okay, interesting. So what features? Well, okay, let's talk about Ask Pan. What is Ask Pan?
AskPan is an AI kind of like helper guide that has been given more specific instructions about like zodiacal releasing and different Hellenistic techniques. We were very meticulous to go over like, what is sect, what is the benefic of the sect or the malefic of the sect, because that's all important in like interpreting the zodiacal releasing periods. And AI just like doesn't really know that right off the bat. AI is very prone to like hallucinations and kind of making things up. So we really tried to like fine tune it and make it
AI has
stick
done a
stick
lot of
to the facts.
psychedelics. I mean, let's be real. Okay, so
What?
because AI has done a lot of psychedelics, let's be real. That's why
Something.
it's
Yeah.
prone to hallucinations. Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so obnoxious. Okay, I'm sorry.
I've heard there is an AI where you can like have it do different drugs and then give you answers based on what drug it's on, which I don't know how useful that is, but yeah.
Oh my God, that now we're talking. Debbie, what do you
Yeah.
think of that? Okay, okay. So
Drunk AI.
so AskPan is basically like it's AI, but it's focused on zodiacal releasing the operative places, like things like that.
Yeah, yeah, astrology in general, but then we wanted to give it like extra info on like the zodiacal releasing and stuff that it wouldn't otherwise know, because I think it scrapes stuff from like the internet and like everyone's knowledge, but there isn't so much information out there about that. So it was necessary to give it a bit more, and it gives pretty good answers. I'm kind of like a skeptic personally. My partner who made all this is like more he's really into AI and was like passionate about having something like this on there. And I was super impressed by what it can say. And it'll go into a lot of detail and it says some pretty good stuff. So I'm happy with it. I just didn't want to put something out that was gonna like kind of like spew nonsense and like not be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems pretty good.
I don't know that I've ever seen an astrology software that has an AI like Ask This AI thing. And maybe, although maybe they're all kind of starting to incorporate features of AI. Have you seen that?
A little bit, but not exactly like what we're doing. Like I know, for example, CoStar recently put out something that has AI, but it has like pre-canned questions. So you basically like choose from certain questions to ask it. It gives like way shorter answers. I know I've heard some people have had issues with something called Astra not giving good information. Um, so I think more and more people are starting to use that. So I mean, it can be helpful. I felt like I feel like, getting a reading from a human is obviously like the best way to go, but it can be expensive. It can be, I don't know, maybe not everyone has the means or the resources. And if you have like a specific question, especially like with the zodiacal releasing chart, where I think a lot of people see it and they're like, I don't understand what this is. So if you can just like immediately ask a specific question about that, it kind of helps people understand what they're looking at a little bit better. So I think it's been useful for that.
Hmm. Interesting. So, what features will you be adding?
Got some ideas. I know one thing I'm interested in doing is something about with midpoints could be interesting. There's definitely some more chart ideas I want to add. Still keeping it like, not too overwhelming. Like I'm not trying to put every possible thing you can do in astrology in this app because I want it to be easy to navigate, somewhat simple. But like if there's things that people would really want to see, I mean, definitely I'm curious what that would be, and I'd be open to trying to integrate more stuff.
Hmm. Debbie
Yeah.
loves midpoints. Um,
I've been hearing a lot about it. And so yeah,
hmm.
I think that would be fun to add.
Don't you think you should add some teleology into your app?
Celia, okay,
Weren't you at the
okay.
teleology lecture the other day?
That was a good lecture. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I don't know how you'd really add. I think pictures of plants growing and people as plants would be cool.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a good metaphor. Yeah.
Um, okay, Debbie, do you have any questions after having looked at the website? I'm kind of out of questions on my side. Anissa, we have half an hour left, so for anything that you want to talk about, and then I can build from there. But I kind of, yeah, I don't know what else to really ask about it. But are
Mhm.
there thoughts that you have that you want to talk about?
I'll say we did just also add a weekly forecast option if you become like an exalted member. Like right now, you can start with just a free trial where you just put your email address in, and then you can kind of try everything for free and get a look at it. And then you could become a bona fide member or an exalted member. And with like the exalted membership, you get kind of unlimited everything right now. Um, and then a weekly forecast that will like send to your email. You can choose any chart that you want it to be about. Like it could be, most likely you'd want it to be about your birth chart. So it's like your weekly forecast for the week, but you could change it each week. And so I think that's something that we're doing.
So it emails you every week.
It can, if you turn it on, it's like an option. You don't want to like bombard people, but it seems like it could be kind of a nice like overview, so you can kind of see ahead a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And that is another thing, like under the charts, like you'll see the aspects or whatever that are being made in that moment on the chart. But if you scroll down, there's like different cards that have different information. Like it'll tell you where the placements are, but also what the aspects are within a 3-degree orb, like all the planets that are like applying and separating within 3 degrees in that moment. So it kind of gives you a little bit more of like a look ahead at what is going to be happening in the future.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
who writes the forecast or who writes that stuff?
The forecast right now, it would be like an AI kind of generated thing, and that's why I want to do more like some more testing to make sure it's saying like really good stuff. But yeah, so far so good with that.
Interesting. I don't know that I. Debbie, have you ever seen an app that has? Have you ever experienced an app that has AI generated content? Because I know that's a thing that people are doing. Do you have Outer Planets in Aquarius, or you or your boyfriend?
Um, no, not outer, but our north nodes are both in Aquarius.
Okay, interesting. What degrees?
Mine's like 17. His is more like 9, I think.
Okay, because yeah, so Pluto's kind of heading in. Merlin, do you have any questions? Hey, she's.
Yeah, Pluto's like on my Venus. It's and in my ascent. Yeah, I'm a little concerned, but
Oh well, no. I mean, I just think people who have planets in Aquarius, like they enjoy the AI um, look and feel of art. Like I feel like that's just the art style of the current generation. Like if we look at Zeitgeist and like how the outer planets bring different art styles, I think AI is part of the art style right now.
okay. Hmm.
So
Interesting.
okay,
Interesting.
so Debbie has one question, which is how does the sect resonate with zodiacal releasing? Hmm.
Well, that is an important, I guess, part of zodiacal releasing as far as like determining which planet is going to be like your greater your most benefic or your least benefic, like people born during the day. Jupiter is going to be the best for them, and Venus is going to be good, but like not as good. Whereas if it's at night, then Venus is going to be like your best planet. And so then like a Taurus period you would think would be really good, not considering anything else. Maybe if there's nothing else really bad happening in Taurus for you, then like Taurus period should be good. Libra period should be really good. And then if you're born during the day, Mars is going to be the most potentially destructive planet, where Saturn will be, have some challenges that it presents, but it could be more constructive. And then flip it for night, where Saturn becomes the most difficult planet. So I think it adds a lot to like interpreting the quality of the periods. And I would
Have
say
you
I don't feel like I'm a total expert on like interpreting zodiacal releasing, but just like those kind of basic rules.
have how much of Valens have you read?
Just the anthology, not like I feel like not enough or not a lot, because you I feel like I can read it and then I feel like I need to read it again.
Well,
It's kind of a
Valens,
lot
that's
to
all
take
he wrote.
in.
That's all he wrote was the anthology. So that is
Okay,
like.
well then that's good. Okay, then I've
And did
read
you
that.
read the? Was it the Riley one or the?
Yeah, the Riley one. Yeah.
Okay, interesting, interesting. Okay, Debbie says so. It's matching up the sex with the periods to the time periods for each of the planet. Debbie, you're talking about sex on here. Did you mean SC? Oh, this that's a funny typo. Okay, all right. We are adult school though. Let's be real. Okay, so it's matching up sect with the periods, the time periods of each of the planets that you're going to be working with. Does that sound right?
It's
I don't
matching up
understand
with
zodiacal
that.
really well, so um,
I guess, right. I guess you would want to know, like, if you're going into like a Saturn ruled period, it would have some sort of impact. Like, are you a day chart or a night chart? Like, how you could expect that to work out for you. I think the other big things in interpreting it is like, do you have, well, what's the condition of that planet in your birth chart? So that's why it's nice to be able to like switch back and like see your zodiacal releasing, but then look at your birth chart as well, because if you have Saturn like trining stuff or in like a really good position, maybe it's not going to be so bad. Versus even if you're in like a good period that contains Jupiter or is ruled by Jupiter, but Jupiter is like taking a square from Mars, then like there could be more trouble with that. So I think, yeah, being able to look back at the birth chart helps a lot.
hmm,
Yeah.
interesting. So, does your app? Does the AI in your app do? How do you put this? Does it do interpretations of someone's zodiacal releasing?
Yeah, it can. And based off that, and that's what we really had to like hammer home as far as how to interpret it, based on just like those basic rules. As far as like
Interesting.
what's the ruler of it, what's the condition in the chart. Um, there's a
Interesting.
lot of like factors, and then trying to figure out how they all come together and what you're weighting more one thing than the other. I think that's a little bit tricky, and so that's why it might be good to get like a full reading about it if it's something you really want to like delve into.
Do you do readings on zodiacal
I
release?
I I do. I have um yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, okay, Debbie, you're trying to do this by mailing. I don't understand what that means, but it's really funny because Debbie's totally with it all the time, but she's like having a tech thing right now, so she's like looks like she's tripping a little bit. It's fun. That's my theme of today's show. Anyway,
Glad I could be on
uh,
today.
we're tripping on Astropan is what we're doing. Okay, so how many hours a week do you work on this?
It's hard to say. I mean, I'm doing something with it every day, for sure. Yeah, because it's we've been developing it for a while. Now it's like out, but there's still a lot more that I want to do. I want to put a dark mode on it so you could have it be and go back to like the sect, like day sect versus night sect, for a dark
Ooh,
and a light mode. Midpoints. I know there's more. There's a whole list of features basically that it would be nice to add. So I'm going to be at UAC in September, with a booth for this. So I'm excited about that. And so I want to get all or a lot of new features on and ready before that.
interesting. So let's talk cash money. Let's talk about this. How much does it cost to subscribe to Astropan?
Is three ninety nine for a bona fide, and I believe $9.99 for exalted per month.
Oh, per month. That's not bad
Yeah.
at all. I mean, that's really
No,
cheap.
it's quite cheap. We're actually losing a bit of money if if people really hit the AI really hard, then we're not charging quite enough at this point. But hopefully, it all balances itself out. Like not everybody wants to chat a lot with the AI. Some people do, but like that does cost money also. So
Really, that
that's
costs you
why.
money when people chat on the AI?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does.
Like, how is that? You have an account or something like that?
It's using Claude right now, which I think it's not the most expensive one, but it's not the least expensive one either. And so I guess it charges based off of like how many things it has to query to answer the question. So it's almost like a simpler question would be cheaper and a more complex question costs more money. I don't really understand how that works, but
Dude, if my daughter was here, she would tell us she's an environmental science major, and she would tell us how many like gallons of water is burned up by each question. Oh my god!
ask carefully. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, so let's see. What else can we discover? We have 20 minutes, which we can use, or I suppose we don't have to use our 20 minutes, but what
Mhm.
else should we talk about with Astropan? I haven't used it enough to really, I mean, I just met it like yesterday, so, and I
Do
don't,
you use like an astrology app on your phone generally, or
I don't, I use the Ephemeris app in the form of a book, and
okay, okay,
And I also use astro.com if I'm doing things on the computer, but I don't do a lot of computerized astrology. I do most of stuff by hand, but that's just
okay.
my old chart.
I liked your idea of exploding out the chart and drawing each aspect out individually. I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Let me
Oh,
see that.
yeah. I have yet to see an app explode the chart into wheels, and hopefully the app that does use that, maybe like they give me some cred for thinking of that idea. But
Yeah, yeah.
I do think there should be an app that does that because, you know, that is, I think, the next wave. If I have anything to say about it, that's going to be one of the next waves of astrology is where we look at Talos and we explode out our charts and really look at what are we manifesting clearly. So yeah, I suppose you could put that in your app.
Yeah, no, that is an interesting idea. That would be cool. I
Mhm.
wanted to draw it out by hand and like yeah, get an idea of what is going on in my chart.
Yeah. How do you do that? Hey Debbie, if someone uses your idea on an app, how do they compensate you?
Good
Debbie's my
question.
lawyer now. Now
No,
Debbie's
that's a good question. Yeah. I was shopping around my wheel and I was hoping someone would want to use it, but then it's like I don't even know how would I don't even know how that would work. So
I know, right? I
yeah.
know. Well, my computer programmer husband, like, I feel like what he would do is he would just quickly build an app that like explodes charts too or something. But I the thing with intellectual property is I'm not trying to own good concepts. Like, so Debbie, okay, here you're acting as my lawyer. So let's say Anissa used the exploded chart in her app, which I thought of exploding the chart into different wheels. How would that work? Does she compensate me, or is it like how does that work? Debbie's not a lawyer. We're just
Darn.
but no, with intellectual property, I mean that's the same. You have to think about this with this cool Zodiacal releasing picture. Because I was going to ask you the question of could someone print it out and put it on a shirt, and would that be okay with you as the artist if they kind of took your art and made swag out of it or things like that?
Yeah, no, I think that would be great. Yeah. I just my fear a little bit is and has been like that someone will just like take it and someone who has like more reach or more money or something and then they'll make this whole thing and it will be like totally taken away from me. But on the other hand, it's like I don't feel like I even invented it really. Like I feel like it kind of just like came to me like on my birthday on entering my 10th house perfection year. And so I feel like it's like this thing I've been like given that I'm supposed to like spread out there. So I don't want to just hold on to it. I want more people to know about it.
Well, we read this book at the Moyer Press called "Show Your Work" by I can't remember the guy's name, but it was about sharing your stuff as an artist. It was talking about to actually show your work and share your work, and like how being afraid that people are going to take your ideas or take your work is like I don't know, like I can't remember what the case they were making from this book's perspective is, but they were saying that's an unhealthy way to live as an artist is to like say
Yeah.
I'm not going to share my art because someone might take it. Well, first of all, there's the idea that you can't replicate another artist's brush stroke. So even if somebody used your idea, they would never do it with the same like brush stroke that you did it, right?
Mm.
But in some ways, like we could look at like replication is the highest form of flattery from like of like if you have a good idea and someone's like, oh, I love this Odaka releasing image, I want to put it on a shirt or a poster, then that means you did something good. Like you had a good idea, and that is it's a meme. Like memes are contagious thought forms basically,
Hmm.
and like so I do think exploding charts is a contagious thought form. It's going to take off. I mean, I really do think it's going to contagiously move through astrology, like it will. And so it's like, is it you that does it in this app? I mean, why not,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, I think your images of the Zodiacal releasing may take off and become like ubiquitous everywhere too. In some ways, this app seems like a really good tool for you as an artist because, in a way, it like markets your art, and that is do you see it that way or no?
It would be nice if it brought more people around to my art. Right now, I don't have like my art website linked to it yet. I have it linked on my art website, Astrology Illustrated, but I don't have them like both linked together. But yeah, it would be nice if it got more visibility like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it would be like cross. What do you call that? Cross pollinating or like. Yeah, I
Um,
think definitely because I feel like I see you as a very technical person and a very artistic person, and they're both
thank
true.
you.
And it's like, they both sides of you should be fed through this, process. What in your chart makes you so artistic?
I have Venus. I think it's I have Venus on my ascendant. I think that's a big part of it, and then maybe all this 12th house stuff brings in something.
Do you have anything in Pisces?
No, nothing in Pisces, but I have Neptune conjunct my sun, 1 degree.
Okay,
So
interesting. Yeah, because you seem kind of like Neptunian to me, or like your art style is very like colorful, and I feel like that's a very Neptunian quality. Like you wouldn't think that with Capricorn because what's your
yeah,
moon sign?
Aries.
Oh, Aries. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, that's where
Huh.
all the trouble comes from in my life.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you are trouble. Oh, good. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
where did you meet your partner?
On an app, and so yeah, so apps have been a theme there. That's interesting.
Oh, whoa,
Yeah,
you met on an app and now you're making an
right.
app. That's
I never
cool.
thought about that before.
Dude, app party. Yeah. What
Yeah.
app? I have to ask what app did you meet on?
Why do I want to say Grinder? It's not as Hinge.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I met my husband on geektogeek.com, Anissa. Like the
I've
more
never heard of that. That seems like the place. That's funny.
that's where you meet computer programmers.
Okay. Wow. If I had known about that one, that's
Oh my god, that's so awesome.
that's
Okay, so
funny.
are you do you take commissions for art?
I would. I would. I'm
Okay.
open to that. Yeah, I'm definitely open to doing like a custom piece. I think that had been, yeah, some of my original idea was like, well, I think I started out drawing charts of annual perfections, and I had hoped like people would want me to like draw out a chart of their annual perfections. Now that is in this website, so you can see, and it is done in kind of like the style that I was drawing it, where you see like all the ages, and it's like around your birth chart.
So I want to put that in the chat. How can people actually get you for artistic commissions specifically?
Um, astrologyillustrated@gmail.com would be my email, and astrologyillustrated.com is the website where I have a lot of my art available as canvases, or I also make like shirts.
So they can
Backpack.
get you at astrologyillustrated@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then the website for your art is astrologyillustrated.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Astrology Illustrated. I hope I didn't give you too much trouble on this episode.
No, 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 it's good.
That's just me. I'm just crazy. Okay. I'm sober, but I'm crazy. Okay. So that looks astrology. Oh, it's Astrology Illustrated. It's not astro. Okay.
I was
Astrologyillustrated.com.
happy I got that domain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
hard
really
to
good.
get a domain, yeah.
So, and what's the website if they want to buy astropan.net? Is it, or how do they purchase that?
If they want to like get a membership on there,
Yeah.
you just go to astropan.net. It'll ask you for your email address in there, and then you make an account, and then you can upgrade it to bonafide or exalted depending on like how much stuff you want to do. But you'll get like three days free to try out everything. And see what you
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
I love how you call it bona fide and exalted because those
Yeah,
are
yeah.
astrological terms. That's
Thought long and hard about those. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Are there other techniques from the Hellenists that you think could be include? I mean, we already asked what else is going to be included. You said midpoints, but like, are there any other hell? Is it focused on Hellenistic techniques, or is it just like all techniques, or like is it what? How does that work?
Yeah, I think the original concept it was kind of more focused on Hellenistic techniques, but like we use the outer planets too, and so I don't see any reason not to have other techniques. I kind of like more obscure techniques maybe to like add in there, like midpoints or something that aren't super well like known maybe or worked with. I'm sure there are more things. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Debbie, I think you missed this part, but she was saying that that the reason they call it astropan.net is because it kind of includes a lot of things. Like pan is like everything all at once kind of thing. So astropan allows you by brand to have pretty much anything and everything in there. It doesn't have to be Hellenistic. It doesn't have to be like a lot of these apps, like Nichepso is very focused on Hellenistic stuff, and then there's a lot of the
Right.
modern apps that don't really focus on Hellenistic, but yours is kind of like this mishmash.
Yeah, I will say that we do, it's whole sign houses just for simplicity's sake. There's not a lot of different houses in there.
Wow, I've never seen an app that just had one house system. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it makes it easy. Yeah.
I approve of that because like the whole sign houses are like the basic schematic. Yeah, like a pan view, like being looked at in the panopticon, Debbie.
Mm,
There's
there you
someone
go.
else watching right now. Hey, whoever's watching, if you have any questions for Anissa about astropan.net, feel free to ask them in the chat. We have 9 more minutes, so we can just delve into anything about it that anyone wants.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and if anyone tries it and has any like suggestions or comments, I would love to hear what anyone thinks about it.
yeah, interesting. So, what is your like 5 year goal or like your 5 year plan with it?
I mean, I think just get it out there more so more people can try it, see what kinds of like improvements can be made, really like keep tweaking the AI to get better and better. add more features and just, yeah, try to make it like a really like a one-stop shop kind of useful app so you can like, yeah, do astrology anywhere easily. Yeah.
Mhm. Do you want it to be like your main gig eventually, or is it just kind of one? I know you do many other things, like you do the art and you also do other things, so it's like, do you kind of see them as all parts of your life, or like are you trying to get Astropan to be like the thing?
I mean, I think it would be nice if it was a thing. I'm sure it wouldn't be the only thing that I like want to do. So I for sure would want to keep doing art readings. I have some idea for like a book I would like to work on eventually. So it kind of like a whole bunch of stuff. That's why I'm thinking like the whole umbrella is like Astrology Illustrated, and then Astropan is like a division of that. That's kind of
Mhm.
some Capricorn structure. I've been trying to like conceptualize it better.
I'll give you some tax advice. Okay, so like when you get this complex in astrology, it's like, okay, so it's like I'm Andrea Garrett's, but like I have like 17 books I've published, and I do readings, and I teach, and like just like
Yeah,
name yourself Anissa, that's your name of your business. Like I'm just
yeah,
Andrea Garrett's as my name of my business, and then it's got like all these streams that it does. Like for tax purposes, it just be yourself, because as an
yeah,
astrologer, when you make like money on all these different threads, which a lot most astrologers do, it just gets so complicated.
right. Yeah, no, I'm starting to realize that like, oh yeah, I have to like just be a business or a corporation or I don't know.
I think we're like sole proprietors, I guess it would be, but it's like, yeah, there. I
Mhm.
guess there's like the passive income streams. Like this would be like a passive income stream, although it's not really passive because you're constantly working on it, right? And
Right.
these businesses like this are like fun because they're like babies. Like like you birth the baby of Astropan, and then you get to develop it. Every day, like you and your
Yeah.
partner have something to do together, like whatever we want to do with our baby.
Yeah, yeah, it never has to be done. It can always get better and yeah, it's a great
Yeah, that's
project.
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else on your mind? We got.
I'm
I rarely run out of questions, but like I don't have my co-host with me, so like I'm like,
no, no problem. No, I think we covered all like the main types of charts that you can do, the annual perfections. You can release from Eros, necessity, courage, victory, and nemesis, along with fortune and spirit. So any combination of any two to kind of explore those. Um, yeah, I'm glad that you checked it out and that you like the aesthetic of it and everything. It was important to me to try to make it look good and yeah, so I'm glad.
well, if I was really being honest, I would say of all the astrology programs I've ever seen, it was probably my favorite aesthetic. Like
Yay!
I love your
Um,
art, and I love the style of your art. Like I definitely would love to have like a T-shirt with your art on it, kind of thing.
Thank
Because
you.
yeah, I just like the colorfulness of it, and also it's like I've never seen art style that's so colorful and so clean. It's like a really
Yeah,
cool mix. So I
thank
think
you.
that in and of itself is a big point.
Awesome. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, and like the type of rainbow that we use where it's like each house or whatever is one color, it actually does give some information because you can easily kind of see, oh, which houses are opposite each other because they're the same color, or even which ones are square to each other because then they're complementary colors. So there's some like weird kind of information that even gets pushed through like the colors. So,
Interesting. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I love one of my favorite points about it too is the in the synastry, the houses, like how you look at synastry by houses. I've never heard of that before, so that seems I love the Ask Pan feature. I
Okay.
think that's a very cool feature. So there's a lot to it that's really kind of special. So,
Thank you. Awesome.
Debbie, do you have any last words for Anissa? I'm glad Debbie was here. And there's someone else here. I don't know who. I don't think we were doing live streams when you were on the show last time. Were we? Were
I
we?
don't think so. No.
Yeah, I think we were just filming. Yeah, it's a lot different when you do a live stream because you're like kind of like open. It's almost like being at a venue. Not this time, but I may come up with some later. Sorry, I couldn't get it. Well, Debbie, if you check out Astropan and you want to talk to Anisah, by all means, we can have you both on the show again. Well,
Yay,
Anisha,
yeah.
if you ever want to come and hang around with our crew a little bit more, we do a show on Thursdays called Everything Under the Sun, where different characters who've been on the show come and hang out. It's like a random topic show. So if you ever want to be on that, just email me, and we'd love to have you just meet the crew. They could get to know you a little bit.
Awesome. No, that sounds really cool. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, well, hit me up, and I will send you a link on some Thursday, and you can come talk to us and meet people.
Cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thanks, Anissa. Well, good job on this. I'm
Thank
really
you.
proud of you. This is a lot of work that you've done.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right. Bye.